we were summarizing in the previous lecture. We were summarizing the numerical on Z transform for infinite duration sequence. In that, I told you that this formula summation n equal to 0 to infinity is equal to x raised to n is equal to 1 upon x. So in this case, our x is a z raised to minus 1. So that is a and a. This is confusing. Okay. So this a is here. A is nothing but a variable. Here a is a constant. Okay. So this a variable can be anything. I can name it as x also. Okay. So x raised to n is 1 upon x. 1 upon 1 minus x. So what is x in this formula? You have to remember that. So here our formula, in this formula, our x is a z raised to minus 1, because if you put x is equal to a z raised to minus 1 will be x raised to n. Okay, so 1 upon 1 minus x, so 1 upon 1 minus a z raised to minus 1. And this formula is valid only for this condition, that is mod of a should be less than 1. So this this in this case is a z raised to minus 1, so mod of a z raised to minus 1 should be less than 1. If you rearrange the terms like this, okay, if you take this z raised to minus 1 on the RHS, okay, you will get mod of a less than mod of z. That means mod of z is greater than mod of a. So our ROC is the region where mod of z is greater than a. So suppose this a is here. So a is nothing but a pole here. Okay. So here we draw a pole here. It is a pole here. It can be, you can draw anywhere. Okay. So here this is the pole. So whatever will be the region outside this circle, okay, the shaded region, we can see this, all the shaded region, it is the ROC. It is the region of convergence where x of z attains a finite value. If you try to compute the value of x of z in this circle, which is mod of z less than a, you will get it infinity. Okay, so that infinity is a wrong answer. Okay, so that's why we have to specify the region of ROC. So beyond this a, whatever region is there till infinity, if you take any value in this region and you try to compute x of z, you will get a finite value. So this entire shaded region, okay, from mod of z greater than a up to infinity, this all region is called as the region of convergence of a. Okay, so this is a very important concept of Z transform and ROC. Okay, and for convenience, whenever we draw the ROC, we also draw the unit circle. Okay, so this is the unit circle which we have drawn here in this case. Okay, now let us see similar type of numerical. Suppose we want to find out what is the value of what is the Z transform of del of n, which is a fundamental signal. Okay, so substitute this into this formula. Now as per the definition, z del of n, if you see, del of n exists only for n equal to 0. Okay, so del of n is equal to what? Del of n is equal to 1 for what? N equal to 0. It exists only for n equal to 0. For other values it is 0. Okay, so if you put here n equal to 0, you will get the value of x of z is equal to 1. That means what? Now already you have got x of z as a finite value. That means the region of convergence for this x of z is entire z plane. That means in the entire z plane, wherever you compute the value of x of z, you will get the finite value 1. You will get the value 1. So 1 is a finite number, it is not an infinite number. That's why when we specify the ROC, we tell that the ROC is the entire z plane. So this is very easy. So whenever you get x of z as a finite value, then the ROC is in the entire z plane, because in that entire z plane we are getting x of z as finite. That is the concept of ROC. So ROC is a region where x of z is finite. Since x of z we have got as a finite value, that means the entire z plane is the ROC of that z transform. Okay, now let us try to see this numerical. So this is the same type of numerical which we had seen, but now here we are having two signals. So one is this 1 by 2 raised to n u of n, and another is 1 by 3 raised to n u of n. Okay, so if you try to solve it similarly, okay, now let us substitute in this equation of x of z these two signals. Okay, now you open the bracket. Okay, now you try to solve them individually. So you are now getting here x1 of z and x2 of z. Okay, now this x1 of z and x2 of z. Okay, now we have seen this numerical, previous numerical here, it is the same here, a raised to n z raised to minus n. So in place of a it is 1 by 2. Okay, in place of a here it is 1 by 2. So it is same here. So you write here 1 by 2 n 1 by 2 raised to n z raised to minus 1. Okay, minus n. So what is the z transform of this? We had seen 1 upon 1 minus, Yes, 1 upon 1 minus az raised to minus 1. Okay, so you can directly write here 1 upon 1 minus a. So what is the value of a here? 1 by 2. So 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 2 z raised to minus 1. So because a is equal to 1 by 2. And what was the ROC here? Here ROC was mod of z greater than mod of a. Okay, so here we will get mod of z greater than mod of a. So what is mod of a here? 1 by 2. So mod of z is greater than 1 by 2. So this is the ROC of, this is the first z transform for this x1 of z. Similarly, you can compute the z transform for this signal x2 of z. It is similar again, only here the thing is that you are having 1 by 3. Okay, so you will get the second z transform x2 of z, so it will be 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 3 z raised to minus 1, and here this will be the ROC mod of z greater than 1 by 3. Similar, arguing similarly. Okay, so this is a standard pair now. Okay, you can use this result directly for any of the z transform. So because remember here the value of a is less than 1, this is valid for mod of a less than 1. So we are getting these two ROCs here. Okay, now let us try to plot these ROCs. Okay, so the combined Z transform is x of z is equal to this one. If you see the combined ROC is like this now, combined Z transform. So what will be the combined ROC now? Okay, so you plot this. So we make the Z plane. So this is imaginary axis. This is our imaginary axis, and this is our real axis of Z. Okay. Now 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So there is one pole at 1 by 2 and there is another pole at 1 by 3. So we are having two poles here. Okay, so what is the first ROC? Mod of z greater than 2, greater than 1 by 2. So this is the shaded region, mod of z greater than 1 by 2. Okay, so this will be the region like this. Second is mod of z greater than 1 by 3. So mod of z greater than 1 by 3. Okay, so there is one circle here, okay, inside, and here the region outside this z. Now, what will be the intersection of these two ROCs? That will be our final ROC. Now, if you see the intersection of mod of z greater than 1 by 2, mod of z greater than 1 by 3. So, this region which is shaded, that is mod of z greater than 1 by 2, is the intersection of these two ROCs. Because see, the region of this will be beyond this mod of z greater than 1 by 3 and mod of z greater than 1 by 2. So, what will be the intersection of these two regions? The intersection of these two regions will be the intersection mod of z greater than 1 by 2. Mod of z greater than 1 by. So this is the property of ROC. So whenever we are plotting the ROCs of multiple signals, the intersection of the ROCs of the individual signals will give us the ROC of the combined signal. Okay. So here there is a combination of two signals. So we plot the two ROCs, and whatever is the intersection. Intersection means the common region. By intersection we mean the common region. So what is the common region between of z mod of z greater than 1 by 2 and mod of z greater than 1 by 3? It is the region mod of z greater than 1 by 2. That's why our final ROC answer will be mod of z greater than 1 by 2. Okay, because see here the region between 1 by 3 and 1 by 2, this is existing for mod of z greater than 1 by 3, but it is not there for mod of z greater than 1 by 2, because mod of z greater than 1 by 2 the region is like this, beyond this. Okay, so this is not a common region, so that's why we omit this region. We take only this region which is common. Okay, so this is how we get the ROC for the combination of two signals. Okay, so remember that one more property of ROC is that ROC will never contain a pole. So here you can see that there is a pole at 1 by 3. So you cannot draw the shaded region in the pole. So the pole can lie on the boundary of the ROC, but it cannot be inside the ROC. There is a reason for this, because at the pole the value of the function becomes infinity. What is a pole? The pole is a value at which the function value becomes infinity. What is a zero? A zero is a value where the function becomes zero. What is a pole? A pole is a value where the function becomes infinity. Since ROC means the region where the x of z should converge, that is, it should attain a finite value, so it makes sense that the region of convergence should not contain the pole, because if it contains the pole, then at that pole the value of that x of z is infinity, and ROC means x of z should attain a finite value. Okay, So we cannot have a pole inside the ROC. So this is one of the